Hello viewers, this is Unicorn Days Tarot, and today I'm going to give a reading using the Unicorn Tarot deck. And if you're drawn to this reading at a particular time on a particular day, then hopefully it'll have a message for you. So I'm going to shuffle the cards now and we'll see what we get. Once again, to say thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my channel. I'm very grateful. Thank you. Okay. Message from the unicorns. And we have the Devil. And they're asking me to draw from the bottom of the deck, which is the High Priestess. The first thing that comes into my head with this first card, the Devil, is the devil you know. And I think possibly many of you, I get the word relationship in my head, and I feel that you're saying better the devil you know than the devil you don't, because for those of you who are watching this reading who have relationship dilemmas, I feel that you are unhappy with your lot, are the words that come into my head. And there's a feeling of wanting to move on, but the whole thing is just too much effort. And the problem is that there has been complacency within the relationship for both of you. I think everything has just become mundane. You've grown apart and there's a lack of communication. But you feel tied to each other, and I get no children, so for some of you this is a relationship without any children, either because it's at an earlier stage, although I feel that these are long-term relationships, at least a few years and more. But I feel a lot of you, this is a no children situation, and you're wondering where this is going. Others, I feel that you have children but they've grown up and left. Some of you may rarely see them, and I get the words, you're stuck with each other, you're stuck with each other. So that's not really a happy situation to be in. And I'm getting this really loud voice in my head which is saying communicate. You need to communicate and speak to each other and work out what you can do. However, having said that, I feel that for some of you there's a lack of communication because your partner, whoever they may be, is not one for talking, is the words that I'm getting. They're a little closed off, not very good at expressing themselves, and oh, my voice has gone there. So again, that's confirming that they're not happy to express themselves, and I feel that you may as well be talking to a brick wall. That's the impression I get. And the reason that the High Priestess is here in this specific instance is because I feel that you have been asking for things to be better. You've been asking for things to change. You've been asking for help and assistance in finding your happiness. And although yes, happiness comes from within, you also have to work on the things that make you happy. And if your partner is bringing discontent or upset, then you need to dig deep and ask yourself why. And then you can find a way forward. But at the end of the day, it's up to you, and you have to respect yourself enough to know that you deserve a happy relationship without complacency. And sometimes the only way you can move forward is to take drastic steps, i.e. separation, or a real effort at communicating, even though you need to talk about things that you would rather avoid. So it's always best to face up to things than to let them fester underneath with your relationships, so that you can bring everything into the open and see a way forward one way or another, they're saying. Now for others, I very much get the feeling, again, I've had this before, that the High Priestess is talking about your intuition, your psychic abilities, and they're saying to me they're on point. So they're asking again that you be careful, that you're not led astray, and that you always listen to those that bring light and good, and be very careful that your ego doesn't give messages to you when you think that you're receiving messages from Spirit. So, in other words, if you ask a question and your ego steps in, it will sound very different. It will sound selfish. It will probably sound unkind. If you're thinking about yourself, there'll just be something that's a little off about it. And you'll start to learn how to distinguish the difference between your ego talking, that little mischievous voice, and voice from Spirit. And it's important to re-evaluate things, to protect yourself, to ask to only hear messages from the light. And I feel I'm getting that some of you have worked on asking for certain things, or asking for help with situations for other people, and the wrong messages come through and you feel that your psychic abilities are no good. Now this isn't true. It's just that your ego has taken over. And if this happens, think about asking for things in a very light-hearted way, and just allow the answer to come without pushing for it. And it's very difficult when you ask specific questions, because you can second guess yourself and you can give an answer that comes from your own head. It's always better, I find, on the whole, when you're at this stage, not to ask a specific question, just to ask Spirit what they want you to know. And it may be completely different from the things that are on your mind and the things that are worrying you, but it will be relevant, and you'll realize that it will be relevant. So for instance, if you're thinking about relationship, as has come up in this card, and you just ask for answers, or ask them what they want to give you, it could be something about prosperity or work. It could be something completely different. So they're asking you to focus on different things, and it's not that you've not got the message, it's that they're telling you that that is what you need to do at that particular time. I hope you understand. It's a bit convoluted, but that is what I'm being told. I get the name Marie in my head quite strongly, and Rosa, Charlie, Cyan, Christopher, Casey, Lola. I get the word banana, Beverly, Mark, Trudy, Andrew, Sarah, Dale, Gladys, Maureen, Moira, Kelly, Pete, Carl, Mandy, Nicole, Shane, a black horse, the word moonstruck, Lisa, Ricky, Drew. Okay, that's all I've got from these cards. I hope that they've helped you in some way. Take care. Goodbye.